Hello, this is Noreen Crone-Findlay from www.Crone-Findlay.com. Just try and get my little board out from under here. Hopefully that will show clearly enough what my website is. Now, as you can see by my little board with Scrabble letters on it, today I'm going to show you about weaving with loops on the potholder loom. Now, lots of people start off trying to teach children how to weave on the potholder loom by working with loops. And you know, I don't think loops are the best choice for teaching children how to weave. I think working with t-shirt yarn or yarn is a much better choice for kids. The loops can be tough to work with, and they make a beautiful thing, but only if you use really good quality ones. These ones are from Harrisville Looms, as is this loom. I want to show you a couple of things that just make potholder loops so neat. They make a really sturdy, stiff, solid fabric, which is great if you're doing there are certain patterns and projects and things. I'll be releasing more of them very soon for things like bags and, well, of course, potholders. That having the thickness is really useful. To get stripes like this, what you do is you weave with alternating one color with the other. And when you weave it, you see how there we go with this color arrangement, and guess what? The weaving is done with exactly the same configuration. But what if I wanted to have a 1-1 check? Well, what I do then is I put all of my loops that are one color on for warp, and then when I'm weaving, I weave with the other color to give me my 1-1 check. What if you want to have a 2-2 check, like a herringbone? Well, put 2 colors of black, 2 colors of white. 2 loops of each color across, and then weave with 2 colors of each. And here it is with 3. So we have 3, 3, 3, 3, and the same thing, 3, 3, 3. Now you can also do 9 and 9, 9 and 9. Of course, I did scoot a little contrasting color around the edges there. That's the thing, is that color play with the loops is just fabulous. Here's one that I really was very playful with and got pretty, it's pretty elaborate. And again, lots of different color changes here. Oh, you may have noticed that I put my loops on my hands. It just works much more quickly when I'm doing the actual weaving. There are a few things that I want to point out about weaving with loops on the potholder loom. I'm going to lift this up. Hopefully that will show up better. I've woven a second weaving hook through. I made this one from a chopstick. I've woven it under 2, over 2, all the way across. The reason why is because when I scoot my weaving hook under, then look how fast that is. It just zooms right along, so that every other row, because I've got that shed stick in there, every other row is actually pre-woven for me. One thing when you're weaving with your loops, hot tip, always push them really down hard towards the bottom. You want to make your loops a little looser. That makes it easier to weave with them. Then snap them first and then weave with them. Now you just keep going under, over, and then alternating with the next row. What went under, next time you go over. So you just carry on until you reach the last row, squish, 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 and then you'll use this hook to pull the last one through. Now, When you finish your edges, what you do is you take your crochet hook. Oh, did I mention another hot tip? Put a rubber band on the bottom row when you're weaving, because that just makes it stay a lot better. Sometimes too, if the loops want to pop off, I'll run them onto a knitting needle and pick it up off the loom, and then another knitting needle and another, and then just work my chains off of the knitting needles. You're going to use a crochet hook to chain your edges, and what you do, you pick up your first 2 loops and you pass one over the next. Keep working all the way around until you get to the very last loop, which would be this one down here. Now, you can either sew this loop in when you're finished. I like to put a safety pin on to hold it, or you can use it as the holder. If you're going to use this as a pot holder, then stick your hook through, oops, not the last one, but the previous loop, and pull it, take it over, and then pull it up, and that will lock it. So that'll give you a good loop to hang your pot holder from. You may not want to have a loop if you're going to be sewing your projects together. So that's a few hot tips on how to weave with loops on the pot holder loom. They're a lot of fun when you're playing with color changes. It's very interesting. So enjoy weaving, and don't forget to check out my website for lots of wonderful books and patterns and marvelosity on the potholder loom and other looms too. Happy weaving!